Here we go. What's going on, people? NGS back again for another video. Day numero 5 of the 14-day video a day challenge for the month of June. Here we are on this kind of dreary Monday over in New York. Gotta say, if there was a bit more fog, we'd have to go into the TV and save somebody. But that's neither here nor there. What are we talking about today on this ride-along commute to work? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the 2019 Xbox E3 briefer. Yes, y'all, E3 is officially upon us, and it really doesn't feel like it, which is very strange considering, with past E3 conferences, more often than not, I would structure my work schedule around the event. So if there was a particular conference I'd want to see, I'd either work an earlier shift in the day, or in some situations, if I thought it was going to be a banger year, I would take off 1 or 2 days completely. I know my homie Black Bob will say that's social reject behavior, but hey, some of us take off for E3, some of us go to Beer Fest when we're 32. What can I say? Anyways, Xbox's conference. Honestly, you could play last year's conference review of mine, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. And unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I am Commander Petty. Y'all should know this by now. But I did indeed tell y'all so. I told y'all that this year's Xbox conference would be no different than last year, which was no different than the year before that. Do you want to know why? I'm going to tell y'all why. Because this is the direction that Microsoft and Phil Spencer have been wanting to head towards since he became the head of Xbox. I tried to tell people this. I tried to tell people that the days of Microsoft focusing on quality exclusives were over. I tried to tell people that Xbox is becoming more of a service rather than a console. I tried to warn people about this for years, but every single year we had to hear, oh, you just wait until E3, then we'll talk, and here comes all the rain from the trees. You just watch. Phil Spencer, the behemoth that he is, acquired 14 new studios, and they're going to show y'all. They're going to show y'all at this year's E3 with Xbox Scarlet and all these exclusives. I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. This year's Xbox conference was not a bad conference if you are a PC gamer, if you are a PlayStation gamer, because they showed off and debuted a lot of awesome multiplats. We got to see a lot of cool gameplay for these great games, none of which are exclusive to Xbox at all. And in some situations, some of these games that they're unveiling are not even going to sell on the Xbox. Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here when it comes to things like Phantasy Star Online 2 or Dragon Ball Kakarot or Tales of Arise being shown off and use that as brownie points, but come on, let's be real about life for a second, people. The audience for those games, Xbox gamers, a very small and minute demographic. And that's no shade whatsoever. I'm not going to sit here and try to spin this in a way that, is trying to make it sound negative. That's just a fact. That's just a reality. We've gone 3 generations. Xbox gamers don't buy Japanese games. They've come out here and they've tried to do these exclusive partnerships, and they don't sell. They do not sell. But what happens when they port those games over to PlayStation or Nintendo? I don't really need to have this discussion. But yeah, they showed off a lot of games, and they just ran through them so much to the point where I didn't even know what some of these games were. They showed off like 10 indie games that had like 15 seconds of gameplay. They showed off like all these big AAA games that had no gameplay. It was just CGI after CGI after CGI trailer. And some of which, I know you'll say, oh, this is all in-game. It was just captured in real-time 4K. On the PC. On the PC. Come on. This is the same song and dance pony show Microsoft has been showing us for years. More so than any other publisher, Microsoft always shows off PC footage of their games. Why? Because the PC version is going to be the best version of the games. And now that these games are coming out with Xbox Game Pass, there's really, there's like nothing we can say to hold that against them because there are PC versions. But speaking of Xbox Game Pass, that is really cool. Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, being able to play all these games day one for a low rate. This is what I keep telling people. The fact that Microsoft has been doing so bad this generation is actually good for gamers because you're getting all these great deals. What is it? Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for like $1 a month or something, and it stacks on top of your subscription. Yo, that is a genuinely cool feature. That is something that I wish PlayStation and Nintendo had. You pay a couple of bucks a month extra and you get to play all these games, download all these games, and you know when they do like the xCloud thing or whatever, they're probably going to incorporate that with Xbox Game Pass. That is pretty dope. That is cool. That is a plus for Microsoft. So as far as services go, oh yeah, they're definitely going above and beyond. But in terms of games, what do we got? Another Gears of War that they didn't even show gameplay of the campaign. The campaign that comes out in just a few months? Why is Cyberpunk 2020 showing more about its story and its world and its main campaign than a Gears game that's coming out way sooner? I know they're trying to keep the story a secret, man. Oh my god, but really? It's a Gears game. They're not that ambitious. Come on now. I was expecting the next Gears of War game to come out swinging like God of War, Breath of the Wild. Like, yo, this is the reboot we need. Nope. And then we got Halo Infinite, which was confirmed to be an Xbox Scarlet launch title, which is cool. It's great that they're launching a new console with Halo. Haven't seen that in a while, so that's excellent. And I assume that this game is going to be a big step forward for the franchise because that's all they've been talking about for 2 years with no gameplay, mind you. So it's kind of funny because I could have sworn people say up and down that was something that PlayStation did. PlayStation is the company that shows off games 2-3 years out with no gameplay for the first year. Interesting. Speaking of games that weren't announced whatsoever, what happened to Fable? I thought Fable was supposed to be this year's Breath of the Wild. What happened to that? What happened to all these games? No. Xbox Game Pass. Guess who's joining the Xbox family? Double Fine. Double Fine, out of all the studios you could have acquired, you're going to pick Double Fine. Tim Schafer, who has a notorious history of mishandling and mismanaging funds. You know, out of all the studios that Microsoft would, if they ever did have to close down due to, developer incompetence, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave it at that. So what else did we see at the Xbox conference that was worthy of inclusion? Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves, that was pretty cool. I love this man. Keanu Reeves is amazing. How did that save the conference? Like, sure, it was entertaining, but what does Keanu Reeves being on stage have to do with anything? I mean, yay, Microsoft gets brownie points because they get one of the best and most loved actors in the game right now, but what is that doing for the Xbox? What is it doing? And let's dive just directly into this whole Xbox Scarlet and Xbox Cloud thing. Xbox Scarlet is going to be the most powerful Xbox console we've ever built. It's going to have all these specs to give developers the creative freedom to craft the games they want to play and for the gamers to play games in ways they've never played before. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Where did we hear that before? I feel like we heard that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? A certain thing that also started with an S, Project Scorpio. And what happened? It was a PlayStation 4 Pro. So they launched the Xbox One. They came out with the Xbox One X. $500, right? Which is like a new generation console price as is. And then 3 years later, after no games in between there, they're coming out with Xbox Scarlet and they expect you to spend another $500. You see, PlayStation get away with that because the PlayStation 4 Pro, that thing was optional. You didn't need it. The game still ran great on the vanilla PlayStation 4. And you still got the exclusives. So hypothetically speaking, someone could skip a PS4 Pro because it's just a mid-cycle refresh, get that PS5 and still feel like they got all their money's worth with all the exclusives. Xbox One X was pimped out as being the powerhouse console that will supply you with great exclusives for the end of the generation. What did y'all get? Just Xbox gamers, answer me that. Why are you playing Xbox nowadays? Outside of you playing it since you were 10 years old with your friend on Xbox Live, what is it about the Xbox ecosystem that keeps you coming back? Because I'm not saying it's bad. I like the fact that they're coming out here and including all these services and features, but all that stuff comes second to quality exclusives. And you want to know why? The Nintendo Switch has none of these features, has none of these things that it should have. But that system is selling like gangbusters because it has the games. And I just dropped my phone. Excellent. See, that's a truth bomb if there ever was one. I'm going up this curved hill right now. The Switch is doing well because it has the games. Like, so much to the point where people will excuse certain things because there's so many great games. Xbox, on the other hand, comes out here and they show off backwards compatibility. Great feature. Xbox Game Pass. Great feature. But where are the games in between? All that stuff should be icing on the cake. It shouldn't be the main thing. Like, you ever see somebody go out for dessert and all they get is just whipped cream and a cherry? No, they want the ice cream. They want the chocolate cake. They want the tiramisu. They want the tartuffe. They want whatever they want. PlayStation has that. Nintendo's getting that. Xbox doesn't. And what are we going to have to hear now? Wait for E3 2020. Then they're going to be firing all cylinders. Phil Spencer, be the behemoth that you can. He comes out here and he shows off all these metrics and these numbers, and we're showing off 60 games, 14 of which are world premiere multi-plat. Do people not see the writing on the wall with this man and his 3 watches? Why do you need 3 different watches? What, tell the time in 3 different time zones? Well, you want to know something, Phil Spencer? In all 3 of those time zones, Xbox still don't got any quality games. We can't now be going through this. It's almost 2020. We're in a new decade. And Xbox has not made an impact like it has since the Xbox 360. Oh, man. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe this is just what people want, but people always like to say, well, this is the future. You don't understand it. If this is the future and what we're going towards, chasing trends and streaming and this and xCloud, whatever, y'all can keep this future. I'll stick with my Nintendo. I'll stick with my PlayStation. And while we know Sony is going down that route, they're focusing on streaming. They have PS Now. They have all this stuff. It's no shock to anybody. They still focus on the exclusives. They still focus on the quality games. Like, that's the distinction I think a lot of people don't understand. When we say that Xbox has lost the core gamer, we say that they're focusing on all this stuff that's great, but it doesn't matter, and your consoles aren't going to sell if you don't have the games. So I appreciate the improvements to the PC side of things. You got rid of UWP and you're introducing like the Xbox app. You know, you're putting your games on Steam. Awesome. Where are the games? You said for 5 years now, we're crafting all these great experiences. We're crafting all these great experiences. Where are they? I don't know. I really don't. I want some answers now. Somebody's got to explain to me what's going on. Anyways, that's basically all I want to say about this Xbox conference. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just an Xbox hater. You don't understand what they're going for. Well, you know what? They announced a new Elite controller before they came out with brand new games for you to play this year on your Xbox One or next year. They told you to wait for a whole year and a half to spend $500 to get a new console just in the event, the hope that maybe they'll come out with new games. Maybe that Fable game will come out. Maybe all these developers are coming out with this new stuff. Actions speak louder than words. That's all I'm gonna say. For Media for now, my name is NGS signing out. I'm about to go into my shift at work, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.